Hello. So, yesterday I briefly discussed one of the two basic ingredients of geopolitics, population, and why it matters, in a nutshell, because nations are just composed by human beings. So, everything that they are gonna do or they have done in the past was the result of what the majority of the population thought on a specific topic. And it was in their interest that, the nation acted in relationship with others. Today, the second ingredient, geography. Geography is really, really important, and in principle, when it comes to geopolitics, you don't invent the strategy, you just discover it. So it's really about having always a map in front of you and being able to read it. Really doing that super well is what differentiates a community that can project power over the others from the others that are just a part of someone else's influence. Let's take the example of Russia. When it comes to geography, there are buffer zones. Belarus, it's still a buffer zone when it comes to Russia. Ukraine, had to, for sure, Russians see it as a buffer zone and they are fighting to get it back. Because in principle, you always want to be able to fight in someone else's territory in case of, a dispute, in case of a war. You don't want to fight within your own borders because this is the last resort. Let's take the example of Turkey, another perfect example of why geography matters. Turkey today can really restrict the access to the Mediterranean Sea to the Russian Navy fleet station in the Black Sea. Yes, there is a treaty regulating that. It's the Treaty of Monterrey. But it's also true that geography stays. Treaties tend to change over time based on power, based on a lot of different conditions, based on wars. And when you look at Russia and Turkey or the Ottoman Empire, they have a very long and troubled history behind their backs, exactly for one of those reasons, so Istanbul. Or let's take another great example, Italy, my home country. Italy has completely forgotten that Italy is a natural aircraft carrier in the middle of the Mediterranean Sea. And now let's go for really hands-on experience. Every Italian, of course, knows that there are beautiful places, beautiful beaches, Sardinia, Puglia, and so on. But really, we don't see the sea as a resource. We don't see why we should have a relationship with our surrounding nations. It's just, having some fun during summer and that's it, right? Not really. So, Mediterranean Sea. To be more precise, we should call it mid-ocean. And why? Because it connects Asia with Europe and the east coast of North America. So let's start with the trade routes from China especially. They have to really go through a lot of straits and of course through Suez. Then the ship containers reach the Mediterranean Sea / the mid-ocean. And then instead of stepping by at the Italian ports, which is a shame from an economical perspective, and they are right, honestly speaking, they prefer to go through Gibraltar and then reach the far ports in the north, like Hamburg, like there are many in Netherlands and so on, which is a shame, really. But it's the result of Italy not really paying attention to the trade routes. So they just don't exist. Of course, we have ports, but they are not even comparable in the wildest imagination with, Hamburg, for instance. And by the way, Hamburg is a shame. They have to. This would bring us very far, but in principle, they have to. When a ship approaches whatever port, they have to be driven by a local pilot. Typically, this pilot reaches the ship through a little boat, but when it comes to Hamburg, 4 hours before reaching the real port and being docked, the pilot is carried to the ship through an helicopter. Then the ship has to go through a river, let's put it this way. And then when it comes to maneuvering to enter the port, the ship, the warship container, very, very long ship containers have to turn 100 degrees and push backwards into the port. So, okay, well done, Italy. Then another example, Albania. We didn't really gave any attention to this nation, even though there's a lot of people there speaking Italian, so they are not so far from our culture. And now is once again Turkey providing military supplies like warships and drones. And why it's that important? Because tides mean influence. Let's ask India, for example, why they don't say a word against the Russian invasion, for a lot of different reasons. For sure, they see US as a colonial power, no doubts, but it's also because something like 70 to 85% of military platforms used by India have Russian origins. So they have to stay silent. Or there is another example, the Sicily Strait. So it's between the motherland and Sicily there is a strait, and Italy, instead of focusing on very exotic places, they should really start helping US patrolling that strait. And still it's something that we are not doing so greatly, even though Italy has, considering its dimension, quite a remarkable navy. So it has to be said that there is still hope, but it's a really bad example. So to summarize, Albania, now it's becoming, it's falling under Turkey influence. Another great example, Libya. So we could say whatever we want about Gaddafi. There is this old say, probably it was a CIA chief or even JFK, who said, referring to a very specific dictator, yeah, okay, he's let's say a bad guy, but he was our bad guy. So when it comes to Libya, we completely ignore it. The French disrupted the local government, and now what do we have? We have just lost a great source for energy. So Albania, Sicily, Libya, the big container ships that prefer to take the long route and reach the northern ports, like that shame in Hamburg, and the list goes on. So that's why it's so important to really keep its geography, your geography under check, and to take advantage of this, which doesn't mean being a violent power, but it means cultivating a relationship with your neighborhoods, because those neighborhoods are geographically tied to you. So it's better, it's really in your interest to foster those relationships for the future. So, of course, the topic might be very, very, very long. I just wanted to, again, brush why geography matters when it comes to geopolitics. I hope that you like this video, and as usual, thanks for watching. Take care. See you soon. Bye.